Hi, this is one of the many videos that we have in our how-to series. This particular video is how to use the reports area. So let's dive in. As you've heard in all our other videos, whether you're sitting on the appointment book or on the point of sale screen, we have our menu options on the right hand side. So if you need to access the reports, you can access them via the appointment book or the point of sale screen. They'll both take you to the reports home area. So you'll see these are our standard set of reports for the moment. Our program is forever evolving and new reports are getting released on a monthly basis. For the moment, this is what we have, so we'll go through one by one. Got your client report. So this is just your standard. If you want to process, this is just your standard list of clients. You can filter, if you want to filter via club, resource, if you've got any categories, staff members and so on. That's just like standard client information, which you can then print out. You have export options there also. Got your demographic report. If you want to select a particular time frame, and you just need to make sure that with any sort of information that you put into the system, it's only as good as the information you feed it. So if you're not utilizing entering in the suburbs and postcodes and things like that, these reports aren't going to quite be, you're not going to get as much out of them as what you would think, because obviously if you look at this particular one, 84% don't have in that time frame, don't have a suburb put in. So it's a good report, but you can see you're only getting a certain amount of information out of it. What you do get, you can print out. And there's a pie chart at the bottom. Got your top spenders. Again, you'll see you can pick whatever time frame, single day, multiples, doesn't matter. That's your sell on spend for that time frame, and that is how much your top 30 spenders have spent in this time frame, and that equates to 12%. You can change that to 20, whatever number you want to put in there, and your figures will change, which you can then print out. You've then got your client sales, so you can select a particular client, pick a time frame when you think they may have come in, and it'll give you a list of all their transactions, which again you can print. Then you've got your client referrals. Just pick a time frame, and it'll give you a list of who's referring whom to you, so on, which you can print. And all the print options will be standard emails and exports. Then you have your appointment report. So this is a really cool one. You can do your weekly projections. So this will tell you, this is a projection of all your appointments in the appointment book. Gives you a list of everything. You can break that down by a staff member, just bookings, just permanents. The defaults, that's your standard stuff. During the print, if you select those two, it'll actually print out the last 3 histories of the clients. Now, if you were to go back in time, this is a really cool feature. So, for this particular time frame, on Monday the 10th, the salon was projecting 23.2. By the end of the week, they actually did 26. So you can see that it was 11% above its projection. And if you were to do that week by week, you can actually see it's that you can get some really good figures on what each locations are doing. Keep going through it week by week. That's your projection at the start of the week, what they did at the end of the week. 42% above their projection. And so on. Real cool stuff that you can get a good bearing on what your salon can be doing at the start of the week. It just gives you a bit of a preparation, because you kind of know that, all right, if we're only projecting that much at the start of the week, we've got some scope. We know that we generally can average. By the time you do upgrades, upselling and things like that, you can actually, whereabouts whereabouts you're at. So this is a real cool report to get a gauge on what your business is actually doing. So if you were to do this on a midweek, let's say, like these ain't going to come up, great. But if you were to do this on a midweek, it'll tell you this actual will be what your sales report figures have done up to the specific time you've printed the report. You've gone to process these figures. So it'll tell me how many figures, what my sales have done up until 5 o'clock this day, whatever time you've selected, and what you're projecting from 5 o'clock onwards. So to get a real accurate on what you're doing in terms of your projections. If you're trying to do a midweek one, you're not just looking what you're in the old system. Sometimes they just used to do what the projection was. They used to do a Monday to Sunday. That's what a Monday to Sunday would be, but you're actually, what the real projection is what you're projecting for the rest of the week and what you've actually done. So you get a real good figure on your forecasting. It's a real cool report, this one. Then you've got your cancellations. It's just your standard. It'll give you a list of all your cancellations, when it was cancelled, the date, the time, the staff member, the client, why it was done, and who cancelled it, which you can print. Then you've got your sales report with security options. So this will give you, again, you can pick your time frame. You'll spend a lot of time in this one. This breaks down your services, your booking statistics, your client statistics, your client type statistics, your averages, your retail by brand, your payment types. There's your total takings, broken down by services and retail, and how everything was done. Any refunds, outgoings, vouchers redeemed, sold, sales on account, if you've got any returns or tips. Now, you can email this, or you can send it via SMS, or you can send it via SMS and email. So you've got a few separate options here in how you send it. And you've got staff breakdowns, price group breakdowns, service and retail breakdowns. The staff report, this is in our last iteration of the staff report, because we are moving all this across to our new operators report, which we'll get to in a moment. This is from our old version. Some clients still like to see it just broken down quite easily. So then you've got your print options. That prints it with the staff figures. And this one will print it just your sales only. So that's your sales report. Then you have your sales review area. So you can pick a specific time frame. It'll give you a list of all the clients that have had a sale in that time period. You see breakdowns, cash F by your payment types, your discounts. So it changes across. There's your summary. Then you've got your sale options. So this will print out, but if you press this button, it's just a list of every client in there. You've then got your hourly details, hourly summary. So if you've got any data, it'll show you, it'll give you an hourly breakdown. Same with your hourly sales. Got your sales by product, breaks that down for you. Sales by staff. Any no sales, just give you a list of them all there. Then you've got your receipt options, you can print it out. If you don't have this client's details, if you press the email button, it'll actually ask you for an email, or it'll just, if the email is in that client's details, it'll just email it out straight away. You can also edit the payment, edit if it's FPOS, cash, and so on, you can change it. Edit the operator, as in who's done what, if any mistakes were made there, and you can void. If anything's voided, you can also then unvoid it. So that's your sales review area. Then you've got your transaction report. Again, you'll just pick your time period and it'll give you a list of all your transactions. It gives you a summary on each day, which you can also print. At the end of the report, it'll give you a nice little summary at the end of the report. Got your operator report. Now this is our new operator report. So if you were to do a breakdown, you get some real good information out of this area. Tells you the hours that they've worked in that period, any consultations, number of clients, client average, total sales. It's all here. Retail, the client's rebooking percentage, number of colors, foils. Now these only work if you've seen our service list area, is if you've designated those particular services to these particular areas. So this is where it'll combine your foils, any color service, it combines it all. Same with your cuts, blow waves, treatments, extensions, any discounts that have been issued, new clients, sales. It's a real good breakdown of what your operator's doing. You've got your productivity percentage, so if they've worked, that's what they've rostered on for. If they're rostered on for X amount, but the only appointments in the book is that amount, so it'll tell you what the productivity rate is for that time period. So you can get some real good stats on your operators. And if you set any targets or your overs and unders, that's all here. So this is a real cool report. You've got your filters. This is if you've got it as all. That's if you use operator 1. Now some salons do actually split, so this will be the stats as operator 2. And if locations are using the consultant feature, that'll give you a list of what the figures are for that operator when they're listed as a consultant. The default is set to all. So this is a really cool evaluation tool for your staff. We do recommend that you start using it. It's fantastic. Any questions regarding it, please just give us a call on the support line. You can email it to managers, you can print it out. Really, really good report. We've had some great feedback on this one. Then you've got our dashboard. This gives you some real good information on what your salon's doing. You can do comparatives from day on day, the same day, the week before, the same. We've got some real good options in here. So I'll try to break these down for you. So if I was to select this particular day, if I'm stuck on day, it's going to compare the 13th to the 12th, so the day before. If I select week, it's going to do the 13th to the previous Thursday, the 6th. So Thursday, 13th to the 6th. And it'll give you what appointments were, your stats, your occupancy rate, total sales, average sales, and your client retention, and where you were in comparison to that time frame, the previous time frame. If you do week to date, so it's going to do the 10th to the 13th, which is the start of the week, in comparison to the 3rd to the 6th. It's going to run that comparison for you. If I do month, it is going to compare the 13th of May to the 13th of April. If I do month to date, it's going to compare the 1st of May to the 13th of May to the 1st of April to the 13th of April. If I do year, it's going to compare the 13th of May 2021 against the 13th of May 2020. If I do year to date, it's going to compare the 1st of January to the 13th of May 2021 against the same period 2020. Then you've got your financial year to date. So that's going to compare the 1st of July 2020 to the current day against the 1st of July 2019 to the 13th of May 2020. So it's a really cool dashboard. Get some good information out of this one. And finally, we have our fantastic client review report. So if you're using the client review area, and we do recommend that you should be doing it. Again, you can select a particular time period and it'll give you your ratings. So you've got your selling rating. So over that particular time frame, you've received 130 reviews, 90.7% were 5-star, 6.9 4-star, and so on. So you've got an average of a 4.8 selling rating. Then you've got the same for your staff. So this will just give you the averages. Really, really cool report. You can email that onto your managers so they can use it for staff evaluations. Fantastic report, this one. And this concludes our how-to in how to use the reports. So we will be releasing more videos if we feel that we need to for the sales report and the operator report, because we did really just gloss over them. This video is already quite long, as you'll see by you get to the end of it. So yeah, so if you do have any questions before those videos do get released, please, no such thing as a silly one, give us a call on 1300 780 619.